Okay, so I guess context for this one. I was browsing Twitter.com, the everything app, and I found this person, Kariedrawingss, who wanted a VOD review of their game. Um, if you care for my credentials, I am a high ascendant Celeste player. I have over 500 games on Celeste. I am probably not the best Celeste player to give you advice, but I know a thing or two, so I can try to help you out here. So let's look for this match. I already downloaded the replay for this because I saw this was an hour-long game. I didn't know how long that download was going to take. So before I jump into the game, the first thing we should look at is your build and itemization. So looking at your AP order, you start, you max 1, 2, 3, 4, which standard Celeste. I think this is her best ability unlock order. And you put 2 points in 2, 2 points in 3. This I think is standard. I think most Celeste will do this. And then you put 2 points in your shield, 1 point in alt, you max 1, you max 3, max out the next shield. So this is where we get into non-standard territory with Celeste. Something that I think you should consider when playing Celeste, or any character for that matter, is your capstone for your ability. The first ability you want to max is usually one of your biggest power spikes. In this case, that would be your 1. Celeste is a very interesting character where she kind of just suffers from success, because Celeste is someone who wants all of their abilities maxed as soon as possible, because the capstone on all of her abilities are really, really good. That being said, I don't think you should delay your 1 max like this. I think you should, after you do the 2 points in 1, 2 points in 3, max your 1, and then from there you can go to a few different directions. You can either max your shield, or you can max your 3, your ult, and then your 2. On the current July patch we're on, the date is 7/17 for reference, 2026. Your 3 and your ult are very, very strong this patch. I understand wanting to put 2 points into shield because the increased barrier scaling and the flat barrier extra health is very, very important and feels very good. But I think you should try maxing your 1 as soon as possible, and then maxing your 3 and then your ult, and maxing shield last. You don't have to do it this way. If you really want, you can do the same 2 points in 1 and 2 and 3, and then you max your shield, you max your ult, and then you max 3 and 1 if you want to go a more ult focused build. But I think with how Celeste currently is, you get the most damage from putting your Light Eater on people and then left-clicking them to death. And then once you get into mid to late fights is when your ult damage really pops off. So that's the AP order. That's the first thing I wanted to look at. The next thing I want to look at is the items you buy. So I would say this This is mostly standard with a few stuff that's kind of mixed in. You get your early gun spike on Celeste, which is good. However, you get the most benefit from this early gun spike when you have your 1 max as soon as possible. So going back to that, maxing 1 soon. But the gun items are fine. Spirit Shredder or Kinetic Dash are good for 1600. I don't know if you've tried Kinetic Dash, but more stamina on Celeste is never bad. More stamina and more fire rate, which is two things Celeste really likes. Healing Booster is good on Celeste since you do the Healing Booster Radiant and Regen stuff. Heal Bane is just always a good item. Return Fire is interesting. Return Fire, this is something I'll have to comment on when I actually watch the game. But this item is really based on the comp you're against. And even then, you are playing Celeste, who's a fairly squishy champion, so you can't get a whole lot of value out of Return Fire. This is something I'll make a note of and comment on as we watch the game. Stand Mastery, and then you get your Spirit stuff, Dispel. So aside from the Return Fire, the two things I notice in what you build is you get your spirit items pretty late. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you are delaying by getting your green spike first, your green spike being your 4.8k item investment. You really delay some of your damage by putting off by getting your purple spike third. I'm also noticing no torment pulse. I think that's... I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I think if I... let me go into builds. So, if you're, like, struggling for a build for Celeste, I think the best 3 builds in the top daily are uh, Osei's build, Du's build, and Disco's build. I think these are the 3 best builds you can pick from, and they all do different things. So if I look at this build, yeah, so Do builds Torment Pulse. Torment Pulse is one of Celeste's best 3200, if not her best 3200, next to like Greater Expansion. So this is an item I would consider picking up. Let me look at Osei. Osei doesn't buy it, and I'm pretty sure Disco picks it up. Yeah, Disco picks it up too. And if you care, this is my Celeste build, and I get it in my Celeste build. This is just my opinion. Obviously, like some people will agree, other people will disagree, but I think you should consider picking this item up on Celeste more. So let's go back and look. So aside from that, everything else looks fine. The 2 late game items I do want to comment on is Leech and Surge of Power. So these 2 items in of themselves, they're fine on Celeste. Leech is actually one of your best late game sustain options. But Leech is best when you pair it with an item like Spell Slinger. And if I go back and look at the game, you eventually sell all your 1600 gut items, which is something you should do once you get late into the game, because selling these for tier 4 items will always be worth it. But having Leech and Surge of Power, which are items that want you to be auto-attacking a lot, and not having a gun item to pair with it, like Spell Slinger, is not something I think you should be doing. So we'll go through it as we go through the game. So this is an hour-long game. So before so there's one last thing I want to check, and that's the graph. I want to check souls by source. Let's check at 30 minutes. Okay, so the two notable graphs here that I want to point out here are souls by urn and souls by neutral enemies. You're playing a character who is very, very good at running the urn. You're the best urn runner in the game. So you really want to try to run urn on spawn as soon as you can every time. Obviously, there is some nuance here. You're not always going to be able to do that, but just from the graph, it doesn't look like you touched urn much at all. Yeah, you didn't really grab it. So this is something I'll comment on further as we actually watch the game. And your damage to neutral enemies, Celeste is very, very good at taking neutral enemies. So this number should be a bit higher. We'll go through it as I actually go through the VOD, but these are stuff I actually wanted to look at. Okay, I think we can actually just watch the game now and see how this plays out. What the fuck? I don't, okay, replay viewer bugged. I don't know why it started here. Early pause lock, classic, okay. So let's see how you play early lane. I like that you're going for poke early on. That's a pretty, alright, heavy melee. Yeah, okay, so something to be mindful of right now. Use Light Eater to poke and trade with the Shiv. That is really good. Your Light Eater is all of your damage in the early lane. So now that it's on cooldown, you do kind of just want to play passive here and wait for it to come up, hit minions, secure souls, blah, blah, blah. So let's see what happens. You missed the secure. You hit the minion, not really great. You really only want to use your Light Eater. You don't want to really use your Light Eater this early on to like clear waves. You really want to hold it for trading and harassing. You miss some souls, which is okay. You do want to work on your securing souls. You're playing in a rank where people won't really punish you for not hitting your orb, but the higher you climb, the more people will just hard deny you for not hitting your orb. It's just something to improve on as you play more games. That being said, you are playing a character who is kind of annoying to secure souls until you get high velocity rounds. To remedy that, you do want to stand a bit closer to the minions. You're a little far from them, so your damage fall off is making you need to dump your whole mag to be able to kill one minion. So you don't have any extra ammo to actually secure. Make sure you pick up those orbs. Don't let those orbs just sit there. There you go. Good, good, good. You Light Eater Shiv, you get knifed. Alright. So now that we're at a minute 40, the first thing I'm it's probably going to be a reoccurring thing through this video, and I see it on every elo, no matter who you are, like from initiate all the way up to Eternus. Something very important with this game are your timers. 2 minutes is your first timer. 2 minutes is when the small neutral camp on the map spawned by the lanes. So what I'm looking for here is that you push out this minion wave, get it shoved under tower, and then you go take your small camp. You can, if you think you can get a kill, you can play a bit aggressive, but you're playing someone who doesn't really have a lot of kill threat early. Your early lane is kind of a struggle while your Light Eater is not up. And here you just use your barrier for no reason. Do you take damage? Yeah, so your barrier at this level is on a 32-second cooldown. You really want to use it while you're trading, because this barrier is how you're going to help you win your early trades, and using it without intent like this is just puts it on a 30-second cooldown and makes you a lot more vulnerable, especially into these two. I didn't comment on your lane because the replay just kind of started a little abruptly. But you're playing into Sinclair and Shiv. Sinclair's a very annoying lane bully, or at least he can be with his Vexing Bolt. So so when you're into Sinclair, you're going to expect to take a lot of random poke damage, which is really good for absorbing your shield, because this is on a long cooldown early too. This is on a 24-second cooldown. And then you're into Shiv. Shiv just, like, he sticks 2 knives in you and you bleed for 1,000,000 damage. Not an unwinnable lane, because you also have a pretty good lane partner with Lash. But it's just something to consider when you load into the game. You look at who you're laning against, who you're laning with, and you can try to ascertain, okay, is this lane going to be good, going to be bad? How do I want to play this lane? And you're taking really good trades into the Shiv. You miss Light Eater. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. You miss Light Eater, you kind of just don't have damage when you don't have Light Eater like this. So the neutral camp is up. Alright, that was good. Good play. Your Lash got parried, you reacted to the parry, you went to go help him, and you could kill Shiv. That was really good. The only thing I can comment on is you could have held your parry for when the Shiv actually punched, or like started the heavy melee. But going to Lash and instinctively parrying, that is not a bad thing to do. So good job. So here you have like no kill threat on Sinclair, so it wasn't a bad use of burying. Okay, this is where I want you to take your small camp. Okay, and you ignore it. Yeah, so here, well, the wave is pushed up like this, and like they're pushing in the wave, you can very easily just take the small camp here, throw your Light Eater on it, melee it a few times, auto attack it instead. You take this camp really quick with Light Eater on Celeste. This is the thing that you don't want to do. You don't want to just leave this camp here, because this is just basically free money you're leaving lying around. Right, so your next timer, and this one is a little less important at your rank, at 3 minutes is when boxes spawn. I don't think you want to really focus too much on like box routes and learning box routes this early on. I think when I don't know how long you've been playing Deadlock, but when you're in like a low rank like this, you really just want to work on your fundamentals with Deadlock. So the 3-minute timer isn't as important, but it is something to note of because there are some boxes close to lane that you can just go around and hit for some easy free souls. Like if I pause, actually, let me actually. Okay. So there are boxes right there in front of your shop you can go hit. There are boxes back here you can go hit pretty easily. The boxes back there are a little bit more out of the way, but you can take the zip back. If you go down to this tunnel route here, there's 3 boxes immediately on your left. You can just go smack. You don't have to go all the way into the sewers to get all of those boxes. Just something to keep note of is that, like, these are just basically free souls that you do want to pick up, but I'm not gonna harp on it too much because early, like in this rank, it doesn't matter too much. It's just when you want to improve your laning phase is just something to take note of. Okay, use your shield because you think you're going to take more damage. That's okay. It's a good deny. So something I'm noticing with your Light Eater is that this ability has pretty short range this early on. It's only 10 meters, which I know feels like a huge range, but it's not. Like, you kind of have to be in their faces to use it. Once you put 2 points into this ability and it gets the extra 3 range, then it's a lot easier to like jump up at the air and hit people with it. Not necessarily a mistake, just something to keep note of. So I don't know, my cooldowns are bugged. I like what you do here. You get on top of the bridge, you take control of the top of bridge, and you try to harass your lane opponent. This is good. This is good. Here you use your shield again for no reason because they're not really fighting back. Something I won't harp on too much because I've already commented on it, but just something to know. Kind of a risky heavy melee. Thankfully, people don't have their parry key bound in the CeeLo, so pretty good. Can't turn into a rabbit, just some clear things. That's a good use of your shield. Use your shield as you're going in to stop incoming damage. Okay, so now that we're at 4:30, your next important timer is coming up, which is at 5 minutes, the bridge buffs on the left and right side spawn. So at 4:30 is when you want to try to start taking wave prio so you can get one of these buffs for free. So let's see what happens. That was a good deny. That was a good use of shield. You shield on your way out to stop damage. Sorry, I'm just wanna fix cooldowns. Okay, here's where you really want to focus on pushing the lane, because now bridge buffs are up. Both of these buffs are really good for you. So there is no bridge buff Celeste doesn't want. Like, you do very well with gun, you're amazing with movement. Health is good because you're squishy, and casting is good because you're a mage. So Lash roams your right side, which is good. Leaving you to pick up solo.
Hey, you're making history. Thanks.
I will bring hope.
I'll be right back.
We're just farming. Okay, now we have ult. So, when you have ult, there's two things you can do here. Because your lane partner is Lash, because your lane partner is Lash, you have very, very high kill threat with Lash ult and your ult. The other thing you can look to do is you can look to roam one of the two side lanes. Because when you have ult is when you have... You can roam whenever without ult, but your kill threat does shoot up a lot when you have ult. So let's see how this plays out. Okay. Alright, so you go on the Sinclair to ult the Sinclair. Initially, this isn't a bad play, but this is where you kind of need to know your lane matchup. Sinclair is someone who is kind of difficult to hit with your ult, just because he can teleport back and forth whenever he wants with the Spectral Servant. So, you have three options with your ult here. Option A is you just mog the Sinclair and just hit him with your ult, and then it bounces on him, and then hopefully the minions and kills him, or even on the Shiv. Option B is you don't go for the Sinclair, and you just hit one of the minions with your ult. This will still make it bounce. It just might bounce less because the minion is taking impact damage from your ult. With how low the Sinclair was, if I was to ult him here, then I'd probably just ult the minion to guarantee it bounces. And then option 3 is what I was alluding to earlier. You wait for your Lash to get ult. You wait for Lash to get, like, ult on these guys, and then you ult them after Lash ults, and then maybe pick up a double here. But you whiffle, and it happens.
It's brutal out there, huh?
Magic surrounds us.
Yeah, in this early lane, I think one of the biggest things you need to work on is securing, because like I said before, you're playing a rank where people won't, like, punish you for it. The more you climb, the more people will, like, just hard punish you for not securing souls. I think that's the biggest takeaway from this lane. That and your ability usage, but everything else looks okay.
I know how to protect myself.
Ooh, yeah, this is kind of what I was talking about before. Because you don't have your ult because you used it earlier. When Lash gets his ult and gets a big 2-man, if you have your ult when Lash ults here, you easily kill both these guys. But because you didn't, they lived. The other thing is your positioning here. I go back a little bit. Here, you break LOS because Sinclair steals your ult and you get a knife put in you. This is good, because you don't want to take any more unneeded harass damage, especially when Sinclair just steals your ult. But you don't have to... There's no reason for you to, like, pull back to your shop here. You can just, like, stay on the bridge, out of line of sight from Sinclair till his ult timer ticks out on you. Because what happens here is the big reason Lash dies here is he is kind of there for too long, but he does, you can kill the Sinclair here. Lash sees the ult, he goes for the ult, and he gets bursted. If you're closer, like on the bridge, even though you don't have ult, you can still probably get the Sinclair here if you're a bit closer.
The show must go on.
Headed to blue.
Things are getting a little intense out there.
So you full reset.
Swing by anytime.
You get healing booster. This item is fine on Celeste.
Hope shines on us.
And I'm not sure what build just from what I could look at, I would have assumed it was Disco's, but it might just be home cooked build, which is fine.
ID's missing.
Let's fast forward a bit. Ooh. Alright, so I've been here before where I ult someone thinking I'm going to get a lot more value out of it than I do, but your ult has nothing to bounce to because the minions aren't here yet, and Sinclair's all the way in the back here. So I wouldn't necessarily call this a mistake, but this is something I have done before. When you use your ult on Celeste, you really want to use it when there are 3 people is a good number indicator. 2 is also fine. But you do want to use it to make sure it gets the most bounces. Celeste ult is interesting, as in you get the most value out of it when your opponents make a mistake. And in this low of rank, your opponents will make a lot of mistakes. But this is just something to consider. I wouldn't call this like a mistake you did. You parry the tower, Sinclair steers your ult, does nothing, you back off. You should go up there and help kill that silver, especially when your team's here. And just parries going off left and right. E-melee, because silver has no parry, this is good, and you got the silver, Sinclair. Dude, people just love, there's so many parries happening. You kill Chef. I mean, did you have your barrier here? I don't think you did. Yeah, I would have just barely been off cooldown. So I'm not gonna harp on it too much, because I am going to assume you're a new player. But I do think your stamina usage needs a little work. If I look here, you run out of stamina. Like, you're at 1 stamina here. Okay, fast forward. Let me just fast forward a bit.
We make for one hell of an act.
You kind of just stuck at no stamina here. I guess for someone new to Celeste, I would just recommend utilizing wall bounces more to get from place to place, so you consume the least amount of stamina as possible. Or really, no shame in it, just get early stamina booster, or what the fuck is this item called? Extra stamina, early extra stamina. This'll help your early stamina a lot, especially if you're just learning. I'm not going to like harp and comment on your movement too much, because truthfully, I don't think it's that important to get down this early on. Like, I know you're playing Celeste, who's like the movement hero right now. But really what I think needs more work than you trying to master Celeste's movement is your basic game mechanics and fundamentals. I think that's infinitely more important. Okay, so you get Healbane. Healbane is good. I say this all the time, every game's a Healbane game, because this item is just broken. I'm just going to assume that was a barrier, Fat Finger, because you're not really, like, in threat of anything. So, this whole time I've been talking to you about timers, and I completely missed the other 2 timers coming up. So at 8 minutes is when sinners spawn. When you're in mid lane like this, you do want to look to take either the left or the right center, maybe even both. The left center is a bit easier for you to take, because you don't have to take the neutral camp for it. But you do want to be hitting centers on Celeste. And right now, like, all of your centers are up, so don't ignore these. And then at 10 minutes is when Bridge buffs spawn again, but you did get the casting buff, which is good.
Shine a light.
And this is the other important thing. 10 minutes is when Urn spawns. So the first Urn is a little coin flippy, because it can spawn either left or right side. So sometimes you're on right lane and then Urn spawns left lane, and it's just like, well, fuck, now I have to go all the way to get it. And you can do that, especially if you're roaming a lot early. But once Urn spawns the second time and you know exactly where it's going to spawn, I really want you to see camping Urn spawn to pick it up and run it. Because right now Wraith has the Urn, and there's not a lot you can do about it. You can go try to like knock it off her, but she's kind of slippery. So for right now, we'll just watch what you keep doing.
Unadded to Greenwich.
Magic surrounds us.
Drifter has the Urn, Drifter's running Urn.
This should be good.
Not really an ult that... Like, here, there's just no reason to ult here. You have, like, no kill threat on these guys right now. you could maybe kill this Shiv if you like tower dove for him, but I don't. With Sinclair being him, and like with when this late into the game, because laning phase is officially over by this point. Like, you don't have eyes on Calico. You know where Wraith is, and you know where these two are, but Calico here is the wild card. So if you tower dove them, you do have a risk of getting ganked by Calico. The other thing is that at 12 minutes, you saw the notification for it, but at 12 minutes, Rift is spawning, and you really want your big team fight ults for Rift, because Rift is where you're going to get the most value out of your ult. But if you're not going to fight for Rift, then you want to pressure something else. So pressure this Guardian or something. It doesn't look like anyone on your team is going to go contest Rift, which is kind of just what I expect on this elo. And then you explode because you're by yourself here. So here, it's important to recognize, like the, oh, I'm in danger kind of moment. Like, here you're less than half health against Sinclair, who's full health, and Shiv, who's half health. Sinclair doesn't even need to tower dive you to kill you. He just hits you with vexing, like one vexing bolts and you explode, which I think is how you die here. Yeah, you get hit by vexing bolts and you explode.
I need help on Greenwich.
So I know it's like instinct to want to protect your Guardian, but just something to keep in mind. The Guardians here aren't really that important. They're worth 300 souls, which is the same souls as a sinner. So here you're perfectly fine to just give up Guardian and like either farm your jungle or just hard reset. I think you should just farm your jungle here, because right now your jungle is going like 4 minutes without being touched, and it's just kind of money sitting here. But this is just kind of what I expected. There's a lot of things on the map people just ignore. So something I am noticing a bit is that you are kind of just A-ramming. Like, okay, getting this camp is good. Getting this camp is good. But the only thing I notice you doing is, like, you just run back to blue lane. When you're playing a hyper mobile character like Celeste, not saying you need to perfect this or this is something you should do every game, but you should be more cognizant of, I should go left lane, I should go right lane, or I should go to any lane and like look for a gank, look for a pick or something. Just because you're of the character you're playing, you can get around the map really easily, and you're very effective in ganks. Not something I would necessarily call a mistake, but just something to work on. Because if you're going to keep coming mid like this, you really want to pressure this Guardian. And that is something I have noticed. You haven't really touched this Guardian at all. You parry. You ult Calico for the impact damage. And you die to a Shiv Knife, I think it was. You have a knife in you. I have no idea what killed you. Should I have, like, Stalker or something? No, it had to be a Shiv Knife. I think the replayer is just bugged. Yeah, I know why you ult here. You ult just for the impact damage on Calico, even though there's nothing for it to bounce to. You get the kill on Calico, which is fine. It's not really high value for your ult, but it's not It's not the worst thing you could do. Okay, so this is where you buy return fire. I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to pause the game like this. So I don't think return fire is good this game. The only characters you're going to get really good value out of return fire on is Wraith and kind of Silver. And again, you're playing a fairly squishy character. If you bought return fire for the bullet resistance, you're better off buying either battle vest or weapon shielding. I think weapon shielding is the better item right now. But I think there are better 1600 greens you can pick up for your 4-point AK spike this game. Personally, if I had to recommend something, I would either go... I would either go Spirit Shielding or Reactive Barrier this game. Probably Spirit Shielding. But I don't see you getting a lot of use out of return fire, picking it up this early. Okay. Hopefully you pick up the screen ball. So use return fire here to help you farm. And then you go roam. You get the kill on Silver. Okay. That's not a bad roam. You keep the trade 1-for-1. Yeah, this... Oh, see... Yeah, this, what I think you're doing is a mistake. Just leaving the... It's good you took the neutral camp here, but you really want to take the sinners here. Like, the double sinners here, or the single sinner here. You also should have picked up this bridge buff that's just kind of sitting here. I think it's kind of funny no one's picking it up and it's been there for a minute. Oh, you take the neutral camp up on the roof, which is good. You leave one. I'm assuming that's on accident because it's like on 1 health. Here, I understand why you left the side lane to come mid, is you see a fight break out here, and you go, okay, I want to go help my team. Here, I think you're better off. Well, I say this with hindsight, but this is something I would do regardless of what happened. If a fight is breaking out mid and you're clearing a wave here, you don't have a lot of time to get from here to here, even onto last. So what I would have done here is I would have pushed out a wave, taken like a small camp or something, taken one of these small camps, and if the fight's still happening, then go. Or I would have just pushed out this wave and then rotated back to blue to try to help with the fight. But not pushing out that second wave is kind of bad vibes, because now Wraith gets some free damage on this Walker for free. Sorry, I'm making the free player go a little too fast. So this is something to keep note of. When you're in like this mid game here, you always want to push out the wave. Before you go anywhere, push out the wave, just so you can keep lane pressure. Keeping lane pressure is very, very, very important for macro. It helps you take better fights, because when you push out the wave here, instead of Wraith pushing in this Walker and getting free damage on the Walker, now she's back here on her Walker and has to push out the wave, which gives you more time to respond to her pushing. So something to keep note of here. So you get into a fight here. How does this fight go?
Yellow.
Calico's on you.
The more of them, the better.
Hit Calico with your ult. Using your ult here is fine. You think the fight's going to be a bit more chaotic than it actually is. You don't get a lot of value out of your ult. This happens. Not something I would call a mistake.
You need to be brave.
Find a way to stop Shiv from healing.
This is so.
One more body for the pie.
Okay, so this is... So you die here because of bad positioning. You go to help your Lash, which is good, but when you go to help your Lash, you're right in the face of Silver and Wolfform and Shiv, two heroes who want to be in your face. So when you go through the veil here and you're on this side, instead of coming back through the veil to your walker, where you're in the face of both Shiv and Silver, instead what you should do is that there's a window on the other side of this wall jump up to the window and then come out through here, so you're in a slightly better position than walking through this door. Because if you do that and you're positioned up on the stairs instead of right here in front of both of them, I do think you'll live here. Okay.
A green walker is under attack.
So you get Stam Mastery. I understand buying Stam Mastery here. Stam Mastery is like probably Celeste's best 3200, but you're really hurting yourself not having any purples in your build so far. So here you get Drift. You do jungle. Yeah, so this camp is kind of taking... Oops. So these camps are kind of taking a while to die. This is because you're 20 minutes in the game and you don't have a single purple item. So this is something I would recommend you change with your build, is instead of getting your green spike first, you get your gun spike and then you get your purple spike.
Broadway needs help. Headed to Broadway.
Because not having any spirit in your build right now is starting to hurt your damage. Especially now that you have your max Light Eater, you're not really getting... Like, you're getting value out of it because you have your gun spike, but not so much because you don't have any spirit. You bought Mystic Vuln as your first 1600. So Mystic Vuln is a good item on Celeste. However, something to keep note of is that they don't really have a lot of spirit resist right now. Like Sinclair has 18, Chev has some, and Calico has some. Here I think instead of getting Mystic Vuln, you're just better off getting like extra spirit or something. And then getting so you get extra, like you can get improved spirit here.
Time.
I think you would get more value out of that right now instead of Mystic Vuln, but Mystic Vuln isn't a bad item. I just think you bought it a little too soon. Right, let's fast forward a bit. Okay, so yeah, 20 minutes, earn, you don't get earn.
York.
Push out way.
Help on yellow.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest mistakes you're making in this mid game is not taking neutral camps, and you should be you're pretty good in like these mid game skirmishes with your ult. When you have your ult up like this, you should be looking for a fight here. Like Infernus is up here trying to fight these two. I think if you're up here with them, you could maybe do something here. Instead, Infernus kind of dies for no reason. Do you die too? Yeah, I think you die here. Oh, that was almost good. That was almost good. So here, I think you 100% can live here. So when you're here, you have two options. You can either go the way you go. It's very good you didn't take the bounce pad, though I think you could have gotten away with getting onto the bounce pad. Because Silver can't hyperline you off the bounce pad, Sinclair has to do it. But it is good that you didn't go on the bounce pad and afraid that that the Sinclair might hyperline you. So here you have two options. You can either go the way you went, or you could go this way, either through this door, or you wall jump up to this roof. Then you get up on this building and you take this bounce pad out. And even when I hit play here. Here, when you bounce on this wall, you have another two options. You either go on this little platform, get on top of where the doubles are, and you go out through this building here onto the bridge, or you go onto this building with the bounce pad and you get out with the bounce pad. But the movement here was good. It was just a little messy here at the end. But this is the right mentality with Celeste when you're trying to escape. Is using your movement to wall bounce everywhere. So you go catch the right lane wave. Here, this is, again, what I said before, you should have pushed out this wave too. Because you didn't push out the wave fully, instead of the wave pushing into them, this wave is just going to keep pushing into you. We don't take Sinclair. Sinclair's very hard hero to get. Or to catch, rather. I'm just noticing this, I'm sorry. But do you finally have your 4.8k spirit? I'm not in love with this. Because... So Mystic Slow, Mystic Vulnerability, and Improved Spirit, these are all good items on Celeste. However, something to note here is that you're only able to do this because you have a walker. If you didn't have this walker, you would be slot locked out of getting your 4.8k spirit. So when you do something like so with your spirit, I think on Celeste, you're really better off getting your 3200 spike, which Here, your 3200 item is Radiant Regen, and then like Improved Spirit or something. So in games where you are slot locked, you're not completely fucked out of your purple spike. It's something to note. It obviously this game didn't matter because you did have that walker, but just something to note for the future. Because now you want to queue up Radiant Regen to buy, but you have no there's nothing here you want to sell for it. Like the only thing you could sell here is like Return Fire, Healing Booster. But if you're getting Radiant Regen, it kind of defeats the purpose of getting Healing Booster, if you know what I mean. Because Healing Booster and Radiant Regen synergize very well together on Celeste. So here, probably the thing, when you do have the souls for Radiant Regen, you probably want to sell Return Fire here, because, again, you're not really getting good Return Fire value this game.
See the enemy.
You take this cam. You go for the casting buff, which is good, and then ooh, you should have finished the camp here. I know that getting the tier 3 camps probably seems a little scary, but I promise you on Celeste, tier 3 camps are very easy to take. Because your one is built-in sustain, you have your shield, and like your one just makes taking neutral camps so easy. Like if you wanted to, you could take this neutral camp and this tier and like both these tier 3s back here for free money. Like you can take these tier 3 camps very early on Celeste.
Calico's missing.
Don't be afraid to do them. So here, you don't get earn. Oh. Sorry, fights just happen, and I'm not really expecting them to happen. So here, you ult Silver. This ult is fine. You kill Silver, and now you look at Wraith. Flash gets Wraith. Okay, really good pick. Okay, so with these two picks, you want to look to do two things. You either immediately ping your team to go mid, or to take mid boss. I don't think people will listen to you if you take ping to go mid boss or like hard com mid boss this match. Just because like just from my experience playing Deadlock, like I've played in like high ascendant low Eternus lobbies where I'm like, hey, go mid, and like no one listens to me. So I kind of would expect the same in a lower elo lobby. The other thing you should look to do here is pressure this walker, because you're giving up Rift here, which is fine, trading the 2 kills for Rift if you pressure this walker.
Have to do a hell of a lot better than that if you want to stop me.
The wave is in kind of a shit spot, but it's fine. You have these 2 are dead for a while. You've got time to push the walker. You end up backing, which sucks. Here you don't need to reset here. If you want to buy, if you want to buy and you're full health, it's a lot better. Unless you need to rotate somewhere, like you need to go from one end of the map, like here where you were, to the other end of the map. Like if you're going after these 2 picks immediately to Rift, you're a lot better off going to the 2 secret shops here to buy. They help you stay on the map, and they're a shorter distance away than taking the zip line back to base for the shop here. So what do you sell? So you sell one of your gun items, you sell opening rounds. Opening rounds is fine to sell. You buy regen. Ooh, okay, so I'm assuming what happened here is you sold Swift Striker because you thought you could buy another 3200. I've been there. The math doesn't math. You can rebuy items you sell from the shop without losing the souls as long as you don't get into combat or don't take an action here. But here you just you sold your gun spike for pretty much nothing because now you lost your gun spike, which is bad because now you can't take full advantage of having your one maxed.
I am not divine, but I am powerful.
Okay, you shield because you think you're going to get knifed.
Headed to Broadway.
You can kill shift here. You parry.
I'm taking this team apart brick by
Can't kill the silver here.
No more hiding.
You kill the silver, which is good. You can kill Ivy too. Yeah, here there's really no reason for you to be scared. Like, do you have your ult, or is this just the... Okay, no, you don't have your ult, but, like, bro, can the replay viewer stop fucking bugging out? Here, like, you have your whole team here, it's just these two, like, you just stay fight and kill them. There's no reason for you to leave here. Especially when it's just Ivy.
Headed to York. Let's go mid.
Pocket dials.
I am not divine, but I am powerful.
You pressure the blue walker. This is good. When you got the 2 picks here, you should look to pressure something. Either take mid or take the blue walker. Like I said, I don't think people will look to take mid. I think this objective just doesn't exist in lower elos. But walkers do exist, so just ping your team to take the walker. Or at least pressure it. Now it's a little too late because Shiv's up, Silver's respawning, and you don't know where the other two are. You get out. This is good. You hide from the
Team player.
Sinclair's the last one.
Is under attack.
Magic surrounds us. Headed to yellow.
Go out there and impose your will.
You buy greater expansion. Good item on Celeste. You kill Silver with your ults, which is good. I don't think you needed to ult the Silver here because you had Billy, but this is like you ult, confirm the kill. It's fine. I don't think anyone has taken your doubles all game. Like I keep looking back and like I just see your doubles up permanently. Make sure these get taken. This is a lot of money just sitting here. Especially since we're 30 minutes in and I don't think you've hit a sinner all game. If I'm remembering correctly. Something that you should really change, because sinners are not only a lot of sources of souls, but the buffs they provide once you get the jackpot on them, very, very strong, especially on Celeste. Yeah, this is just unfortunate. Here, if you had your ult to combo with the... So, your team, you have very good ults to combo with your ult. You have the Billy ult who pulls everyone in, and you have the Lash ult, and then you, on top of that, you have Infernus ult who stuns everyone. And then the Drifter and Pocket are just the cherry on the cake. So your ult usage, I think you should think about your ult usage more. Instead of using it for side lane picks like this, when you see like you have a really good team fight comp like you do here, save your ult for team fights, because yeah, so if you didn't have the 2 points in your shield here, you would have max ult here, and your max ult plus like these guys' ult will just straight up win you fights. Especially when they get chaotic like this. This is kind of like hindsight advice, admittedly.
Broadway is under attack.
But it's just something to consider in your future games. Yeah, your Lash kind of has the right idea. I think we should start team fighting as a team. Yeah, because your team comp is very, very good. They get mid here, which sucks. So here, when the enemy team has mid, you want to stay in base as much as possible. They took the Walker and then took mid. If they come to pressure the Walker, they're not too terribly ahead of you. And again, your team fight is really good. If they come to pressure the Walker, since this is your last Walker, fight for the Walker. Otherwise, you don't really want to leave this area here, like this small circumference where the tier 3s are. You really don't want to venture off too far in this area. You get Dispel Magic. Dispel Magic's good. You cleanse... Do they have any... you can cleanse the Lightning Scroll from Ivy, Arctic Blast, Slaying Hex, Shiv Knives. Dispel Magic's good. This is an item you should, like, always buy on Celeste IMO. There's very few games where, like, I load in and I'm like, I think Dispel's kind of mid. It's usually always good. You take the tier 3, which is good. Make sure you're meleeing the camps a bit more. Well, maybe not now, because you sold all of your gun items, so your heavy melee doesn't do too much right now. But if you still had your gun items, you want to keep you want to melee the camps for big damage. Okay, so when you're slot locked like this, you should look to upgrade both Mystic Vault and Improved Spirit. Escalating Exposure is one of your best 6400s on Celeste, and Boundless Spirit is another very strong spike on Celeste. So 30 minutes in, I would look to start upgrading these items, especially since you're slot locked. You're fighting... If you're fighting for Rift Tier is good, because you have max resist on it, because you're down 30k. You get the reju. You don't cleanse the, I don't know if you know this, but you can cleanse the lightning scroll effect with the spell magic.
Almost had him.
And there's kind of no reason not to do it here. You get turned into a rabbit. Yeah, here's where,
This way.
like, you're down Infernus, you're down Billy. Here's where I would just give up the walker. Like, calm your team, just give the walker. Because what I expect to happen here is that the enemy team just either takes the walker or just hard dives you.
Hope this goes as well as rehearsal.
You ult kind of nothing. You get the reju. Yeah, so they take the walker. Flash dies. Yeah, here. Do you have the spell here? I don't think you do. Bro, I hate this replay viewer. It's fucking bugged beyond belief. Yeah, okay, you don't have to spell here. But here, like, this is, like, why you buy Dispel, so you can, like, get rid of all the Shiv knives, the fucking escalating exposure stuff on you. You get Wraith ulted, it doesn't really do anything. You kill Shiv here, which is good. Okay, so when you're on the back foot like this, the only thing you can really do is farm up. You still can win team fights with your comp. You just need you need a 3 or 4 man lash ult into a Billy ult into your ult.
Oh, Death Slam's almost ready.
Pocket takes the walker here. Do you get the pick on Ivy? You do get the pick on Ivy. If you get out here, that's huge.
You never should have crossed my path.
Right here, what I think you should do is that you should ignore whatever's happening here and go for Urn. Because I don't expect much to happen here. You kill Silver, which is good, but I think they could have killed Silver without you. And there's nothing really here to take. But yeah, you really want to go pick up this Urn. Flash kills Calca, which is amazing. You're pushing base Guardians. Here I don't think there's a reason for you to push base like this. Like, keep in mind you're still down 40k. You really need to catch up in souls. So when you get 3 picks like this and the walker's gone, you're not feeling too pressured. So you either want to take this last walker or just take all of this farm here plus Urn, and which will help you catch back up in the game.
Pull back.
At least someone get move buff. Poor move buff's been sitting there for over a minute.
If you like that, I got some other stuff that fell off the truck.
Shiv gets it, which is unfortunate. Mid somehow.
Boss has arrived.
No, I think doing... You could calm mid here, but I think it's a little risky. What I think you should do is you should kill these guys on blue. Like, they're pushed way up and they're missing Wraith. So you should help kill these guys on blue. Or calm your team for everyone to come fight them. Because there's only 3 here, and you know there's only 3 here. Right, your ult starts bouncing. So you trade Billy for Shiv. There's really nothing to do on the map right now. The only thing you can really do is farm. Maybe look for a pick, but you don't have any ults up to get a pick with. And Drifter dies.
Hold back.
Both your teams die. They probably are going to get mid here. They go for Rift instead.
Headed to green.
Here, when mid is contestable like this, or like when you're in a late game scenario where like mid is on the line always, you really want to keep this blue lane pushed as much as you can. Because this blue lane helps you take mid, helps you steal it. So make sure this lane is always pushed. Oh, he tried, sorry. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. Your guys' team fight is insanely good. And you wipe them here. Here, you just spam ping mid. Like, calm it, do whatever you need. Make sure everyone on your team goes mid and you get mid here. And Furnace goes back to fix waves, which is fine.
Headed to Broadway. Let's go.
Yeah, this should just be free mid. So let me... I'm sorry, I should be commenting on your build. So you finally pick up Escalating. You get Surge of Power, which again, I don't like because you don't have any more gun. The big... And you infused your 3. I think you should infuse your 1 when you pick up Surge of Power. Because the best part of Surge of Power on Celeste is the bonus move speed, and you maintain full speed while auto attacking. So this synergizes very, very well with your Light Eater. And the fire rate is also like is just nice. Silence Wave is a good item. I do like that you picked this up. It's good into Shiv, Sinclair. It stops Ivy Stone Form. This is like just good item, good item. But yeah, I think the only like kind of questionable thing is Surge of Power. And at this point, you kind of are at the point where you probably don't want Return Fire anymore. Does...
The rejuvenator is descending.
Alright, here you can push base. Like, they're dead for... Oh, that timers are bugged. They're dead for 30 seconds. Race up in 20. Yeah, here... I think you probably pick up do earn just to get the extra souls and then calm everyone to group up. Because you're at your strongest when you have your ults and you want to wait for your ults to come up before you push. So Lash almost has his ult, Infernus almost has his, Billy's a little off Chain Gang, and you're a little off of your ball. But the important thing is to make sure you're pushed as a team. And Drifter dies because he's by himself. Yeah, and I think because even though here you're down, like you were down 20k, like your team fight is just so strong where like that 20k doesn't really matter. Did Drifter spend? Yeah, and some of you are sitting on a lot of souls, so I think after you take mid, you reset, get a little bit of farm you need, like your 200 souls off on another 6400. Although you should just sell, you either just sell this or you upgrade Improved Spirit and Mystic Slow into Lightning Scroll and Boundless. You reset, buy, run the urn real quick, and then you siege base, because then you have all your cooldowns up to fight. I know that's kind of like an idealist scenario, and like people just like I don't know what your comms are like this game, and I imagine they aren't great because of the elo you're playing in. But it's just something you should. It's just something for future. You get your ult bounce, which is good. You kill.
Forget the marker on Dutch, and I'll stop kicking your ass.
Is your ult? And your ult. So this is where I'm talking about, where your ult is very, very good at punishing people who make mistakes, and like they stayed clumped in here, and you get 2 free kills from it. Like your ult alone just can just solo fights. You just need to play a little bit more, a little bit more smart. So here you really should upgrade like one of these 2 items, probably both. To be honest, I don't really love Lightning Scroll this game. I don't think you get a ton of value out of Lightning Scroll. It's a good item, but I think you're better off getting Refresher here. So you pick up Refresher and then upgrade this to Boundless. And I think you're just kind of solid. I have no idea what this Shiv is doing. He's got a Death Wish.
Enjoying the show? The mysteries of my people.
Okay, so here, how long are they dead for? This guy's dead for 90 seconds, for 60. You just have one person fix waves, and you just siege base here. And you have a lot of money, so let's see what you buy. So this is where you buy Leech. You buy Leech over Heal Bane. Do you have any other heal cut? Eventually you do want to get rid of Heal Bane for like a 6400 item. Usually my go-to is Inhibitor, because you proc it in 2 bullets. But you buy Leech Refresher. Again, I went over this way earlier, but I think Leech is a lot better when you have Spell Slinger to synergize with it. But here with the 3 dead, you probably should have just grouped as 6 and pushed into base. I think that's the main thing killing you in this late game here, is that you guys are just not kind of... You guys aren't really grouping together. Like, Drifter's doing his own thing. And you can't really control that guy.
Shines on us.
Oops. Yeah, Lash dies because he's overextended as hell. And you're probably going to die because you tried to help him. Yeah. So Lash here made a bad play by pushing in this far. Like, after Drifter dies, you guys cannot push out this far, because now you're 5v6 and none of your teammates are anywhere near you. So Lash died doing something stupid. You should not die off of his stupidity. You should just leave him dead, go back to base, and then try to defend base as best you can. They're kind of popping off over here. I cannot believe they killed Silver. I more so can't believe the enemy team isn't pushing base. And they killed Shiv, damn. Alright. So they one-shot mid-boss because mid-boss is a fake objective, and like legitimately Shiv is tankier than mid-boss at this point in the game. So Wraith just like 2 times mid-boss. But yeah, I think your biggest mistake here with how you're building is the lack of gun spike with Leech and not upgrading Improved Spirit and Surge of Power. But everything else in your build is fine. Okay, you throw your ball.
Pull back.
Oh, you ended up selling Mystic Slow for... I didn't even realize that.
Divine.
Yeah, if you're going to have Mystic Slow, just keep it. Upgraded into Lightning Scroll. Like, Lightning Scroll's a fine item on Celeste, especially when you have Refresher. Ult Refresher ult with the double stun for Lightning Scroll is like insanely powerful for teamfights this late. Miss Silence Wave. Ooh, you get hyperlined off of, what's that, Shiv Torment Balls? Yeah, the Shiv Torment Balls. That's unlucky. And then you back to protect the shrine.
Headed this way.
Yeah, so the game has kind of just devolved into a fiesta. Like, this is just kind of like what happens in low elo like this. Like, no one knows what they're doing, no one knows how to end the game, so it just kind of devolves into this hour-long fiesta. I like that you're not afraid to defend the shrine from Wraith. You do need to keep in mind this Wraith is scary. Like, she's 64k, she can just look at you and one-shot you if she wanted. But I like that you're not afraid to defend the shrine from Wraith. The other thing I do want to comment on with your build is that when you have full actives like this, you... Let me unpause. You really want to consider getting Transcendent cooldown in your build soon. Because having as much uptime on your actives like this with Transcendent cooldown is very, very, very good. You're playing a character who has short enough CDs where you don't need superior cooldown. So it's not a mistake that you're not buying superior cooldown, but when you if you plan to get full actives, you do want Transcendent cooldown. just so you can get the most value out of your actives here. Just something to note for future games. Because right now, like, you could get rid of Surge of Power, replace it with Transcendent Cooldown, and then upgrade to Boundless, and like you're kind of chilling.
Ready to use Death Slam.
If you something I should comment on, if you want to sustain item that isn't Leech and you don't want Spell Slinger, get Infuser. It's when you have it like a late game ult focus build, like you're kind of pivoted it into, Infuser just Alt Infuser makes you unkillable. Alt Refresher with Infuser makes you doubly unkillable. You do have to get rid of one of your actives for Infuser, which in this case would probably be Return Fire. And if you want a gun, like if you bought Return Fire for the bullet resist, you can pick up Bullet Resilience or Plated. Either are fine this game. I think Bullet Resilience is a little bit better. You kind of want to avoid Metal Skin on Celeste, just because it kind of it really goes against what the character can do with her lower gravity, because Metal Skin raises your gravity, or makes you have more gravity. So I would if you want a bullet resist item, I would consider one of those two items. Not saying you should never buy Metal Skin. There are some games where you need Metal Skin, but I don't think this is one of those games. Oh, massive Lash ult. Did your ult just come out? Yeah, it's just bad timing on your ult. It just came up. Does Lash have Refresher? Lash does have Refresher. Nice. Lash saves the game with the Refresher. Yeah, this late in the game, whiffing both your ults like that's pretty bad. Thankfully, you have like 2 very easy guaranteed ways to land your ults. With these 3 on. So just something to consider next game. So yeah, with all of them dead like this, you like immediately like one person fixes wave, everyone else just sprints one lane.
Just got off your shift at the sideshow?
You get Indom. I think Indom's okay this game. The main reason you want it is Wraith ult, but I think there are Sinclair Bunny, but I don't think this is a game you needed Indom for.
It seems you already know how to transport valuable cargo.
Yeah, I think this is the thing that's kind of losing you the game, is not like your team not pushing together. Because here you could have easily taken shrines here. I don't know if you could have dropped, but you should have at least taken shrines here. And then you back for the mid boss. This is good. This is good. This is really good. I don't know if you made this call, but you pre-positioned for it, which is amazing. That was very early for an assault.
Headed to
I'm
York.
not going to cage
Headed to
anymore.
York.
You pick up Rift here. So here, very simple. Everyone resets, shove one, and everyone goes one lane. You have all your ults. You have oh my god, this pocket's so rich. You have an insane amount of money. You reset, spend what you have. Everyone's basically full build at this point. The Drifter still having trouble collected this late in the game is like kind of insane. Yeah, this is where you should all just push blue. Guardians are down blue. I know you have Rift minions here, but this late in the game, like they die immediately, so they're not really too important.
Headed to yellow. Headed to York.
Oops. Did you whiff your ult there? I didn't catch it. So Pocket gets an affliction. I think you whiff your ult.
Just stay out of my way.
I think you're meleeing a bit too much. Here, just like look at here you just look at Shiv and just left hit him with Light Eater and just left click him to death.
Consequences once more.
As is just Shiv doing Shiv things. Kill Shiv. How do you lose this game? You killed Calico. Oh, does Wraith just backdoor? You die because you get left. And Furnace dies because he's also by himself. Oh, and Furnace lives. This game ends in 2 minutes. How do you lose this game? You buy Scourge, Lightning Scroll, Drifter, Suicides. Scourge is a good item. Like, legitimately, Scourge is a good item. You throw your ball. Now there's so many lash ults going off. Yeah, I think Shiv is kind of too much for your team to deal with right now. I don't think you have. Like, does anyone have any heal cut for Shiv? Juggernaut. No. Yeah, Inferno's not having toxic bullets, kind of. He has fucking rescue beam. What the hell is this Ela? Oh god. A Drifter has curse, but Drifter died, so. Yeah, you die, and then they just end the game here, right? Oh, Wraith has to do mid, right. An important part of the equation is doing mid. And then they end the game. Okay. Alright, so I think the main takeaways from this game is I think what you build on Celeste, you should go over a little bit. I hope what I suggested with items was helpful. Your early lane with security needs a little work. You need to pay attention to timers. You really need to farm sinners and camps more. You could have, like, I know you ended this game 70k souls, but you ended this game 70k souls because this game was an hour long. Like, you could have been so much richer, so much sooner, and taken so much better control of the game early on. Grouping a lot more with Celeste and her ult. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. If you need any more advice, I know my recording has this at almost an hour and 50 minutes, and I'm sorry I talked for so long, but there's a lot of things I wanted to go over, a lot of things I think that's important for you to look at. If you actually sit through this entire VOD review, I don't know what to say. I'm very appreciative you were interested to hear me yap about Celeste for an hour, because I do love this character. But yeah, if you have any other questions, you can DM me wherever. That's it for me. Bye bye.